I think one of the hardest things, not only just being a mum, but being a special needs mum, in my case with 3 children with disabilities, and it's something I still live with on a daily basis, is the fear. Going back in the day before CBD oil came into my life, I had, there was shame, first of all, going, why me? Why did I deserve children who had extra needs? Secondly, then was, trying things on the side and afraid to tell people about it in case they judged me for trying new things or experimenting with stuff. Not using my motherly gut instinct because I went by what people told me I should. There's nothing wrong with your child. They don't look autistic. They don't, they're just behavioural. They're just this, that, the other. But one of the biggest things for me is my fear of dying. And not because I have a fear of dying, but as the movie title used to say, who will love my children? And it's one of the biggest things for me is because I know for a fact nobody will advocate for my children the way I do. Absolutely nobody. And that frightens the living shit out of me because, I spent now Molly's 9 is 9 years talking about them, advocating for them, trying to show people, and get people to educate people at that there's nothing wrong with having autism. There's nothing wrong with having Down syndrome. There's nothing wrong with me being me. There's nothing wrong with anybody. We're all just different. We're all just our own people. But being diagnosed with a child with Down syndrome, and I know there's so many new parents when they get that diagnosis are devastated and feel they're losing so much. So I try and educate it by showing Molly and showing our lives of how amazing. Look, she's a walking diva. She's an absolute walking diva, and she's a nightmare at times. She's a nightmare on holidays, but she's adorable. She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's clever. She is conniving. She is cheeky. She is funny. She's sassy. She's everything. And I love her to death. She's my princess. And then we have Joshua, who's quirky, funny, so intelligent in so many ways. He can't dress himself very well, but he'll, and he probably will never be a scientist, but he's going to make a fortune as a YouTube blogger. He's going to make a fortune as a gamer. He's going to be a personality. And then I have my son, Jamie, who is the most intelligent, structured, amazing, absolute grounded person I've ever met, and has taught me so much about being a person and about being a mother and about having a son. And they each have brought me different things to my life, which were things when I got the diagnosis that I never expected to experience. So that's why I talk so much online about my kids, and that's why I share my journey, because for me, one, it's therapeutic, but secondly, it's also to show that it's not this big scary journey. Yeah, there's up and down moments. There's up and down moments with all children and all adults, but it's about educating people that you can have a life and have children with disabilities as such, or different abilities as I like to call it. And for me personally, I like to focus on the abilities, not the disabilities. So I focus on the strengths, not the weaknesses. And I have weaknesses too. But I do have that fear of what happens. I'm so grateful to have now Jamie at 21, who I know will advocate and will look after my younger two as good as I would. And I know I have amazing family around me. So I don't worry so much now, but it is a major thing that us parents go through. Like Molly will be with us for life. She's going to always be with us. And, it's not an easy thought to think of ever leaving her behind. I don't even like to think of that, but life goes on, life happens. So yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd share that. It came up there today, and I was thinking, God, when I go back to getting those diagnoses, how hard it was and how much goes through your head as a special needs mum or getting those diagnoses. And if I could have talked to somebody like me now, or seen it, because there was no internet back then, there was no people kind of blogging about it. People didn't talk about autism back then. And I'm so grateful to the bloggers that I watched who made me come out of my shell and talk about it, and talk about our experiences and see the good and the bad. And hopefully it just helps at least one person today.